These videos are brought to you by MSCCasino.com and the 𝗀𝗏 Sporting Club. MSCCasino.com, check it out. Also, be sure to check out PF Painters and their website, pfpainters.com.
You are watching SportsMatters TV.
Okay guys, SportsMatters TV, and yet again guys, we're in Cork City, we're on home soil now. The man next to me is one of the biggest prospects in boxing right now. I spoke to John Morrissey many months ago, and the name he kept mentioning was Kuba. And he's obsessed with him. And yet again, anyone we talk to around Cork right now, they're saying this is the guy to watch out for. He's got a lot of big decisions incoming. He's got a massive journey ahead in boxing. But we're going to talk all things boxing and more with the man next to me. First of all, my man, it's been a great couple of months for you personally, okay? But, you started the year well. Tell us about the last couple of months, first of all. How's it been for you?
Yeah, Jerry, first of all, thanks for having me on. Thanks for coming up. The last, I'm just after getting announced Cork Boxer of the Year. But, the last 2-3 years have been unbelievable, as I was coming on, obviously, you know yourself, all the boxers coming up as schoolboys,
Yeah.
I was all there, but I was always coming up short 3-2s, all Ireland semi-finals, finals, and then I was always getting told the back of the way is it always matters when you turn 18, 17, when you turn senior, that's when it matters, and since I turned 18, I've had about 25 fights, senior bouts, and I've only lost 3.
Yeah.
I'm after winning the National Senior Championship last October, nearly a year ago now. About a year ago now, yeah. But we actually figured it out after, I didn't lose a single round the whole competition. I've came to John now, Golden Gloves, about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And obviously it was a hard decision to make, but I knew that's what I had to do, and John, no better man to go to, It was May 2024, and since I walked in, we were flat out, and I'd be flat out 7 days a week, 6 days a week. I live 40 minutes away from here,
Yeah.
So that's obviously
that's commitment itself, yeah, it is indeed.
And I'm saying 6-7 days a week. Some days I was up here 12 o'clock in the morning doing pads with John. I'd drive back home 40 minutes and I'd be back up at 6:30.
Yeah.
And that's up and down, and I was working every day through the whole summer. That was, the whole summer I didn't really have much of a summer. It was just training. I knew it was going to come for me,
Yeah.
And then the first we went up to Dublin. That was my first fight with John. They won the Emerald, beat a Welsh guy.
He was tough too, I heard.
Yeah. Won that on unanimously. I was very ring rust. I was out of the ring for a while, but then I had down in the Vincents, I beat a good guy, Adam 𝗀𝗢𝗏.
Yeah.
And then the week after, I straight into the seniors. Won the first fight unanimously. Then I was in the semi-final, beat Raymond Joyce. He's a multiple-time Irish champion.
Well established, yeah.
Yeah. And then the day after, beat a good guy, Josh Tanama from Dublin Docklands. He's very good as well. We checked the scorecards after, and I didn't lose around the whole competition. So obviously it was it just happened out of nowhere, But as I said as well before, I had one of my hardest years in 2023. I lost my stepfather Dave in June 2023. Obviously, it was a big for my family. It just happened out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Just looking after my mother and stuff. While still, and usually fellas know, and I'm not. When time gets tough, it's either you go downhill, you go into the pub, drugs, all that, or else you go into the gym and you just keep the head straight and keep going.
Yeah.
I decided to just use it as a drive into the gym. The funeral was actually on a Sunday or something. I was back in the gym on the Tuesday.
Yeah, keep your mind occupied.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was more about doing it for them, for my mother, rather than me going downhill.
Yeah, of course.
Entered the seniors 2023 in October, and I lost in the semi-final. After winning, I got round to 32, so I was nearly there, but everything just caught up to me then, and obviously that was a tough task. December then, first Christmas without Dave, that was tough, see my mother upset and stuff. And then Stephen's Day then I went into the pub trying to get my mind off it. Got a text, your father was after passing away, you know, and that was like, what else? What's the worst?
It's not good.
What's the worst to come, like, you know?
Yeah.
Again, just kept the head straight, back in the ring in January. It was in Cork. Then the week after I was boxing down in Middleton. Put on a great show there, kept the head going. Got announced as Cork Boxer of the month.
Which is a big feat, by the way. That's something that's very rare. Like you meet one or two men in your life that have achieved that.
Yeah, 100%. That was a good confidence boost. You know, 2 good fights in that month. Cork Boxer of the month. That was a good start to the 2024 year.
Yeah.
And then I was just training hard. I was meant to fight in March that time. Got pulled, and then May then is when I made the change to John from Middleton Boxing Club, and obviously. Middleton Boxing Club have looked after me since I was 9, since I was a little child, you know, and I'll always be grateful for everything they've done for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, then as I said, day in day out in here with John, Connor, he's upstairs all the time, pushing us 100 miles an hour every night.
Yeah.
I don't think he gets enough credit for what he does, you know. He's always here. He's, you know, helping John all the time.
Yeah, we seen the last time we came up here for BB Long the last time, and just the atmosphere was incredible. Like, you had all the kids downstairs, you had obviously the adults, teenagers upstairs, but it's a tremendous club. And yet again, when we came up, because BB was getting ready for that fight, we've always come in here over the years. Obviously, Aaron O'Donoghue, another guy that used to fight here, you know, we do stuff, but it's club-wise, it's incredible. Like, I think, as you see, you made that step from Middleton to come here. It's easy sometimes to see why, because obviously, look, it's a great establishment. I suppose John has great connections in America, but like, what's your thoughts on the club since you have swapped over? Obviously, look, there's been a big change in your fight game too, but you've obviously noticed the change that it's made.
Yeah, like through the whole summer, like there's upstairs we've 2 heaters on, the doors are locked, and we're just training for the hour and a half. It's just boom. It's just, you know, as I said, 100 miles an hour. Fitness work is brilliant, you know. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays we come in. We with John. We do technical stuff, you know, fitness against sparring. The sparring is unbelievable. Like, you know, we've people come down from all over the country for spars. We're known to really, like, you know, sparring's very good. There's Johnny down here on the club nights with all the younger gang.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously Irene Morrissey as well.
Yeah.
She helps John a lot. She obviously understands that John's always away as well because of the boxing.
He is. He gets
John,
away a lot.
it's like, he really does love it, like, do you know what I mean? You don't put all them hours into it if you're not 100%. So this club obviously means everything to him.
Yeah.
And coach, he got an award.
No, I know the guy you want about. Yeah, we'll tag him. But he's something else too, like.
Yeah.
He's something else too.
What's it called? But yeah, it's just
the wheel, yeah.
And then obviously now, announced Cork Boxer of the Year, so
it's like we look at your pattern, right? So you're pattern as an amateur, right? I suppose you're achieving so much in the game, right? There's very little more for you to achieve. There's 1 or 2 more accolades you can add. Obviously, elite. You know what I mean? We talk about Olympic dreams and stuff, but let's go back to the early days. How did you start boxing, and what's your earliest memory of seeing boxing on the telly? Perhaps what kind of inspired you to be a boxer?
So I've actually a great story to say. As I was speaking there, the loss of my father. When I was a kid, when I was small, we used to be watching the telly, you know, and we'd watching professional boxing. I was like, oh yeah, I'd love that to be me one day, like, you know. And he was like, oh, like, Kuba, you know, like, it's not as easy, like, you just, like, it's a life, like, do you know what I mean? You have to live it, like, and obviously then one day the boxing club found me, so but yeah, I need to get this out as well. I'm a bit stuck in the mud at the moment in the amateur. So I won the seniors. The senior now isn't the qualification for Europeans or anything, so I was able to enter that. But the under 23 championships and the elite championships now is my next big thing.
Yeah.
But I've a Polish passport. I don't have an Irish passport at the moment.
Yeah.
It's in process and all, but of my father not being around for the last few years, I was never able to enter.
Get the passport.
Get through it all, yeah. But so yeah, it's kind of like I've won the seniors, and it's like I'm getting stopped from entering the next national, the next step, you know, to keep my name out there, keep going, you know.
Yeah.
But then another one, like,
and that is interesting because we mentioned how, like, to me, you'd be a high priority in Cork, right? In the sense of you're making so much noise. You're one of the guys everyone's talking about. So if Ireland really needed an Olympic champion, they should be looking at it as like yourself. And obviously, like, there might be loopholes, but that must be frustrating. Especially when you're making so much noise as an amateur, that, as you say, the pro doors are knocking, promoters are going to want you. But like, would you love to fight in the elites? Would you love to fight as I suppose, represent the country as an Olympian?
Yeah, of course. It's hard to say no, you know. But sometimes you have to look at what's best for you and what, you know. So we're gonna have to, like.
There's a lot of headaches. Because I know you're obviously, we could see here on the camera, obviously there's obviously, you hear that, like, you know, a lot of fellas are going pro at the moment, a lot of fellas that have a few amateur fights are going pro. The fact that you're a good amateur, you're at that crossroads where you say, right, do I go for the Olympics there, you know what I mean, in the next couple of years because you're young, or do I go for the pro game? You look at the pro game right now in Cork, you know what I mean, you have Cathal Crowley, we mentioned Spike O'Sullivan, Stephen Kearns, you know what I mean, there's so many boxers right now in Cork that have opted to go pro. And I think the most frustrating part for you is probably seeing they're all doing well. Do you know what I mean? Everyone in Cork right now that's gone pro, like Aaron O'Donoghue, you know what I mean? They're all doing something. BB Long had an explosive start to his pro career. It must be tempting, but I suppose it could be a waiting game at the same time. So, like, I suppose you have a lot to think about and a lot to think about again.
To being completely honest, and like, I think it's very 50-50 with the Olympics, and you really have to have it in you to wait another 3 years to really, you know, because like there's the likes like Keelan Cassidy, you know, in 2024 he lost 3-2 in 3 qualifiers or something like that.
Qualifiers, yeah.
And it was all, you know, it was very close, and it's just like thinking about it, like, to be honest with you, know, bro, since I was a kid I've always wanted to be a professional boxer. I always think I've had that style, you know. So yeah, like, what would be lovely now is to get that elite title and then turn over, you know.
But in the back of your mind, right now, right? And amateur boxing is corrupt. I'm going to say it. We've seen. You look at the Olympians there from Ireland. They were in France there, right? And a lot of them won the fights, but they didn't get the decision, right? We know Claire's there. Mickey Conlon battered your man many years ago. Obviously went pro, had a good pro career. Still is a pro. I suppose it must be frustrating, Kuba, like when you look at like the guys that put in days, months, weeks, years of hard training as an amateur, right? And I'll say it, they're being fucked around. They're being messed around, okay? They're winning fights, they're not getting the decision. Judges are corrupt, you know what I mean? We look at a lot of the nationals are corrupt. It must be hard then to say, right, I can switch over to pro. You know, obviously the process starting off is quite slow sometimes, you know what I mean? But there's opportunities there and you make noise, you know what I mean? You get the deals further on, you get the title shots. Like, it is a frustrating thing for someone like yourself now to be in that situation. But yet again, I suppose you have an idea. You said you've always wanted to be a pro boxer. So pro becomes, like, world champion becomes the obsession really. Like, but it's a tough one, my man. You really have to dig deep and think. Like, but
because it's really like, as I said, the elite champ, get that champion, you know, become elite champion, then turn over and then have better, you know, make more noise. But it is a tough one, and you know, like, it's been announced now, the elites are in January. It's like, you know, will that passport be in here on time then, and will I be able to enter it? Or will I be out for another year? Another thing is, like,
well, if realistically, if you have to wait that long, though, you can't stay amateur. Like, if you're waiting 6 months to find out can you fight these things, like, obviously you could fight locally and do things, but that's probably not good enough, especially when you're highly regarded as an amateur. So, like, you know what I mean, you want to be winning elites, you want to be winning, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's frustrating. It
is, especially not a lot. If a lot of boxers were in my position, they just, you know, kind of ease off on the gas. I'm still in the gym 6 nights a week. Always, you know, training. I'm still asking John to get me fights in this show, that show, this box club, just to keep my name out there. Just to keep making noise, you know, like.
It is
sometimes I'd be surprised myself how much noise I make and how much people are still looking out for me and stuff when I can't enter these national competitions at the moment, you know. Like, the other day I looked at my Instagram, like, I got 400,000 1,000 people viewing it in the last 30 days. And I'm like, you know,
you have to swag of the trend,
you know, and that's for a fella know that's just at the moment. Obviously, I wouldn't have seen this last year, but at the moment, I can only enter so much, you know. So it's good. I'm, you know, it's good. I'm still making that noise, and
But you want certainty. Look, at the end of the day, you're an amateur boxer. You're keen to go for the elites. You're keen to win everything there is as an amateur. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean, if the Olympics came around and you had a chance to qualify, you're keen to do all that. But it's frustrating. I think, look, you know what I mean? Well, all the people in this country right now, you should have an answer soon, whether that passport will be or not. But it's frustrating. I get why you're at the crossroads. But I suppose, look, sometimes you have to put the trust into your coaches. And I think John will know maybe, you know, what's best for you. And I'm sure he'll have your best interest, no doubt.
100%. The best man I trust is John Morrissey, you know. He's obviously been around years and years. He's made champions. Like, that's me becoming Cork Boxer of the Year is the second Cork Boxer of the Year in a row for Golden Gloves, you know. So yeah, like,
it's tough, right? I do.
Have to, but don't get me wrong. Like, I have a fight now in 2 weeks on the 18th.
And you're focused on that.
That's my next.
Changes.
I don't want to, like, obviously people think it's hard to say you don't think about the future and stuff. But for now anyway, like, I have a fight now in 2 weeks in the Vincent's at Cork County show. So obviously, just after getting Cork Boxer there, everyone's gonna be watching out for me.
The headlines run.
2 weeks after that, then I'm off to America to Pennsylvania. That's a big show now. I was there 2 years ago and I got Boxer of the Night. I beat the state champion over there. So me coming over there now, they'll be looking out for me. They'll be getting me a harder opponent again. As I said the last time, I beat the state champion. So we'll see what's next now, and looking forward to getting over there and putting on another show. But
it's headaches, man. It's headaches.
The last 2 years, like the last 2 years now, I've like the banding first Cork belt show. I entered that. I got best boxer of the show there.
That's a regular occurrence for you, though, the best boxer. It's happening a lot, like, and it just goes to show when you have a talent like that, you have to protect that talent. But as you say, I think, look, personally, from a fan perspective, and I suppose being in the media game, I'd love to see you win the elites. I'd love to see you stay amateur for another year and a bit maybe. Look, I know the Olympics is a bit away. Was it Los Angeles next? Is it? Yeah.
2028,
So, like, we're talking, what's that, 3 years' time? Almost 3.5. So you'll be 23, 24. Like, it's a tough one. It is a tough one. But then again, you look at the corruption in the game. You look at, you know what I mean? You go pro and you're kind of moving that bit faster, where amateur, obviously, look, you're still doing your thing. But did you ever visualise yourself becoming the world boxing champion? So, like, you know, we spoke about your early days, and obviously you always said you want to be a professional boxer. Like, what do you visualise? What do you see happening? You know, what way do you fantasise about that future?
I can see myself turning over, like, really putting on good shows, taking fellas out, putting myself out there. I really reckon I get recognised very fast. When my time is right to turn over. I will bring the heat, like, you know. I will. I have that style in me. I'll, you know, eventually then I hopefully be getting big promoters looking out for me. And 100% become
world champion.
It's hard not to say. It's hard to have all these dreams inside, or, you know, these goals inside me, and not say, oh, I won't become world champion in the future. You know what I mean? But as I said, brick by brick.
It'll come, like,
exactly.
Like, what excites me is that I look back at this interview in 5-10 years time, and I know it's special already, but I'll look back in 5 years, 10 years time, and I'll say, like, look what we done 10 years ago, 5 years ago, look what we spoke about. Like, you're young, okay, you're eager, you know what I mean, you've got that drive, you can fucking bang and box, there's no doubt about it. It is a headache, and yet again, I think anything that we talk to a boxer, like, we talk to more professional boxers than amateurs in a sense, but, like, the amateur game is tough, you know what I mean? Obviously, you learn your way in the amateur game. The pro game comes calling, but yet again, I think there is a lot of restrictions for Irish boxers. You look at the Shikon boxing at the moment, which could be cleaned up, because I know they're trying to clean up the whole amateur game, and they're trying to get rid of all that corruption and stuff, and other people are trying to step in and help it. But many a headache. Like, this is what will make the interview good. The fact that we're here, we're talking about the frustrations, the fact, look, there's passport issues, which should be here hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But like, it's a tough one, and it's going to keep me guessing because I won't know exactly what's going to happen. But the fact you could tell me next year I'm going to be pro, or next year I'm still an amateur, passport came in time. I just hope whoever's watching it can help the man anyway, get his passport first of all, because look, you're entitled to that. But it's it's an interesting one, man, and I can surely say that you're definitely going to have the big things. But yet again, it's tough. And like we mentioned, look, we have to mention Cathal Crowley. We mentioned, you know, Stephen Kearns, Callum Walsh. Like, we look at what Callum Walsh done. Obviously, he went to America, had a good, successful amateur career. I suppose won pretty much everything in Ireland underage and kind of up. Same as Stephen. Stephen kind of opted to go pro, so he could have done it a different way. Obviously, good amateur, went pro. Obviously, he wanted to be a pro. Cahill, he's kind of about his business quietly. Big show in Dublin next Friday, which will be there. We can't wait for that. But you look at Spike Sullivan, another guy, you know, has a great professional career. Not done yet, also fighting in Dublin next week. It's a head fuck. It's a head fuck for you. And I think, look, in good time it's going to come to you. But like, you have so many opportunities. I think you are grounded, you are humble. You have a good team around you, and you know what I mean. You're not overthinking it. But yet again, it's going to be an interesting 6 to 12 months for you. But as a fan, I hope you stay amateur for another year or two, clean up again and again and again, and then say I come at the age of 22, you know what I mean, 21 and a half, you know what I mean, you have a big knock at the door and Queensberry come in, you know, Eddie Hearn, if he's still active, because his talks Matchroom might sell. I don't think they will. I think Eddie is too eager to stay with Matchroom, but it's a massive opportunity. Even JB Promotions there now, like obviously the show next week in Dublin, like you could be sure he knows very well who you are, and he'd love to have you on that show if you were pro.
Listen, as long as I'm healthy, I'm in the gym every day. I'm staying away from the pubs, from girls.
There you go. That's the most important.
Keep my head down, keep it screwed in, and I'm sure I'll have it all figured out soon. I'm going up myself now, being ringside for Cahill's fight now next week.
How would you see that fight going, by the way? Look, Cahill's, he's a man on a mission, incredible boxer. We know Mr. Cronin had a fight there a couple of weeks ago, but Cahill's just on a different groove, by any he's.
I've been training with Cahill now, him and Spike the last few months, strength and conditioning with Dave.
Yeah.
That's another man.
Is that Dublin Americ? Yeah, do you go down to Americ? Yeah.
Dave's American. I've given him credit as well.
Some man for the strength and conditioning.
I'm turning 21 now in the next 2 months, so I can feel I'm getting stronger. You know, I'm here with John Connor, then I'm going over to Americ with Dave. So it's good to be around them as well. I'm enjoying every single bit of it. Mixing gyms, you know.
Is it hard to get sparring in this country? Good sparring, because obviously you can bang and you're doing things, but you finding people are backing away to try and spare you, or are you getting a few sparring partners? I
hear it's always, you know, there's the likes of Jamie Long now, Kelvin, all the boys. But whenever Stephen Kearns is home, I've gotten 2-3 spars with him since he saw him. So it's good for the Cork pros to be, you know, surrounding me as well, asking me to train with them. 100%.
One of our own kind of thing, like,
I remember when I was young, like, you know, I was training with Stephen for a while, and he was like, there's about 2 or 3 years apart from us, so he was obviously a big boy to me when I was young, like, but now, and I know I'm like, you know, we're getting a bit of working while he's home, so that's good as well. It's giving me a confidence boost.
And the fact he wants to be with you as well, like, the fact he's on a mission now, like, you know what I mean? Banker to probably be world champion within the next 2 years. Got a great team behind it, but that's obviously good when these boys are coming home. They're looking for you, like, and they want to spare.
Exactly. Unbelievable, you know. And it's obviously giving me a good. And then people obviously watching, and seen you training with the. Are you going to turn pro or what? Do you know what I mean? It's good to have people thinking, but as I said, my head's just down at the moment. I'm training twice a day, up here every night, running and strength conditioning, so I can feel myself filling in as well as the years go. But you
trust the process too, like, you know, the process when you're doing all this, you know,
have that on my chest.
Everything will change. Do you have that? Yeah. Do you actually have that? Yeah. There you go. I didn't even know that, but like, you trust the process, right? And it happens. And we look at Stephen and Callum now, and we look at when they first started to the way they are now, and I suppose you learn new things on the way. You know, you get advice, words of wisdom, like, all different patterns. Yet again, we mentioned Callum Walsh going to America, Stephen going to England. You know, Cahill is in Ireland right now. I think he's a bit of a homebird, even though he'd probably want to move somewhere in a couple of years. But it's Cork is on a high. When we started SportsMatters, first of all, 10 years ago, It was only Spike O'Sullivan.
Yeah.
That's all. Mike Perez and Spike Sullivan.
I was this size when it was my first few fights as an amateur, and I remember my mother getting a picture of me and Spike after. I was 11, 12.
Yeah.
And as soon as I said training with him, strength and conditioning, I was like, oh yeah, like it's mad knowing training with you, like, do you know what I mean? I was a kid getting a picture of him, like.
Yeah.
So obviously he's been around for years and it's still good. He's
What's he saying to you? Obviously, look, you're around him. Obviously, I've never seen Spike on a bad day. I think he's always upbeat, always in a good mood. But listen, he's been there and done it. You know what I mean? We've seen him fight all around the world, and yet again, I think there's definitely a couple of more fights in him. You know what I mean? And I think he turns 40 soon. He might be 40, but he's a young 40. He's fought 𝗀𝗥𝗞 𝗕𝗢𝗫. He's fought Devil Lemieux. You know, he's fought the best of the best. Yeah. And remember that fight against Billy Joe Saunders. You know what I mean? Where they went the distance, and you know what I mean. He knows what it's all about. But what's he kind of saying to you? Is he giving you kind of like a bit of a buzz off it?
100%. Even being around, you know, doing the strength and conditioning stuff with him is giving me a buzz, because it's like being around that. You know, I know I'll be in the next one. The time is right. I'll be coming up there. You know.
Yeah.
Same with Coughlan as well. He's a great buddy. Like we're getting closer and closer as we're training and stuff. And he's giving me. He said, you know, it's good to just be around that and see how that's going and stuff.
Well, you have to be, I think, don't you?
Yeah. With the prediction, like you can really see in a person if they're confident and if they're kind of, you know, if a person's confident, like. Yeah.
It's the way he's hit, the way he's punching that bag.
Yeah,
he's going for a knockout. Like,
he's very confident now. He's looking forward to it. He's probably in the best shape of his life now. Yeah. So I can't wait for it home myself. It's going to be a good domestic fight, but no doubt Carl will bring back the Irish title.
Definitely. Now, obviously next week, you know, we're all going up on Friday. Look, there's a big week. Wednesday is a media day. Thursday the weigh-ins. Friday. A big part of the game is mingling. Obviously, you're going to be up there. You're going to be ringside. Are you going to try and mix it, rub shoulders with people, try and you know, build the contacts, and obviously that'll help you. But you're going to be up there. People are going to ask you, you're going to go pro again. So like, obviously you know how to deal with all that.
Yeah, that's how you have to get yourself out there, you know. And I'm well able for that. Like, you know, I have to build the contacts as we go, as I go. Obviously, you know, you do the talking in the ring and stuff, but you have to get yourself out there, especially in the position I'm in right now, where like last month I couldn't enter the under-22s, and I could have.
It pissed you off as well, like, no doubt.
I could have got people, you know, I could have become the under-22 national champion, and I could have been going to the Europeans, but I can't. That's why I gotta, if I have that pro dream to turn over and stuff, I have to be kind of making contacts and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So no, 100%, and Carl has been telling me that, like, you know. So you have to make contacts, and as you go along, there's no pressure.
It's a tough game, and like the question is, can you sell tickets? Because obviously you've got that brand, you know. I know we know a lot of fighters sell tickets, but you're a man that can sell tickets too for fights.
100%. When you turn over and stuff, people start kind of get pressure and stuff. Especially in Cork, like if I was to fight in Cork or Dublin, I would.
You'd sell it out, like,
fleece the tickets, like, and I'm that confident now, like, you know.
Yeah. And you have a little name. I love the name, like, you know what I mean. Everything about you, like the fact that, you know what I mean. You have the Polish, Irish, you know, way about you.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah. 2 nationalities looking after me. All the Polish people down in Middleton and stuff, and around Cork. Similar
to Mike Perez, Cuban Corkonian, like, exactly. And look what Perez is doing. Perez is probably going to fight for a world title soon. I know the last fight, I think it went no contest or something happened, but I think he might call him after the bell. But it's one of them things where when Cork people are behind you, they're behind you.
After I won the national senior, John came into the club one day and he goes, because he drives taxis, you know, and he goes, I had a lot of Polish people jump into the back of the taxi singing your name. I was like, whoa.
It's surreal.
But that was around Cork, like, you know, not just down Middleton where I'm from. And, but no, 100%. I'm getting sponsorship on board now as well, which the last few trips now I've got sponsored and stuff.
There's room for more though. There's room for 100%. More. You know, JD Sports, we look at all the big boys, Elvery's. Get behind the man, you know, get behind the fellas in Cork. But like, sponsorship's essential, isn't it? Look, it helps you, takes the pressure off. You're driving up and down from Middleton 2-3 times a day. That uses up a bit of petrol and diesel.
Taking days off work, just to be training 2-3 times a day, you know. Like, not many amateurs do that, you know. I have that drive when I train like a pro. Like, if they take a few days off to get prepared for a competition, like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, I was in here doing pads with John. That's a
nice ritual. I like that, to stay humble, to stay. I like some of the stuff John does. I remember he turns on the heating and everyone's sweating, and he was telling me the story behind that, the way they done it in America and stuff. But he keeps people humble, and I think you could win 20 fights in a row, and John will obviously acknowledge that. But it's like, get back to work.
You can come in here the next day, and you can
take the piss out of the buck. Yeah.
William Heafy won an under-17 national championship there the other week, and he missed straight after. He missed the Monday. He came in then and he got a shit for it. So that just shows there's no
messing about,
and there's never. He's the European Championships coming up now. No doubt, he's gonna win the medal. I think he won 5 Irish titles in the last 16 months or something. That's crazy going.
And another guy we have to get on. Another guy we have to, but Kuba, we yet again, it's one of them things. I know we're going to have a different conversation in 3 months and 5 months and 7 months, but you have a lot on your plate. I personally hope first, because I know a lot of people around the country will watch this interview. The man needs to be fighting at the highest level possible when it comes to amateur boxing. They should really be pulling strings to make that happen. You're not saying right now that you're against fighting in the Olympics. You're not saying that you want to turn pro straight away. Obviously, look, there's going to be offers there. Obviously, the frustration's there, but they should really be doing more to help you get everything moving so you can continue your amateur career properly. So I hope that happens, I really do.
100%. Again, I can't thank Golden Gloves Boxing Club enough. John Morrissey, Irene Morrissey, Connor, we're in it, everyone, day in, day out, and that's all I can do at the moment is train, win fights, and whatever doors open up for me.
Which they will open, by the way.
100%. I fully believe that as well. Put on a good performance now in 2 weeks in the Vincents. So
up to St. Vincent's, Knocknaheeny. Great show. I was at the last show. Great day of amateur boxing. Always jam packed as well, which is good.
100%. Big fights ahead. So if anyone wants to come, watch my next fight as well. Big performance coming. And then after America, then see what's next. That
will decide though. I think. Look, you have it the next couple of weeks. Obviously, America's a big thing, but I'd be nearly certain, I just get that vibe that you'll probably know what you're going to do after America, because it could be sorted in the sense of your passport's there and look, we want you to fight and go on to the elites and, do all this. But then again, you know what I mean? If it's not ready, then it's the case of, right, well, we really have to look at our options. But yet again, John and the team, and I suppose you and your family will know what you have to do.
100%. As I said, step by step, and we just have to sit down and see what's next then,
definitely
with John, and obviously we trust John 100%. So get through these two. No doubt I'm going to come out with the 2 wins. 2 first fights as after I won the Emerald now a few weeks ago. I won that a second year in a row. That was a good a big box cup. It was good to keep me going. Coming out, there was professional coaches and stuff there, like shaking my hand and stuff after. So I didn't think I put on the best performance, but it done the job. So after this now, after the Vincent show and America now, we're gonna have to see what's next. Maybe I will get away with entering the elites in January. Maybe not.
They'd be stupid not to. But then again, it's amateur boxing in Ireland. You know what I mean? Not saying our own countries, in a mess, but it's one of them things. But it remains to be seen. Will we get it? You know what I mean? I think, look, I'd love to see the amateur game for a bit more, because I love amateur boxing. But yet again, professional doors will come knocking, promoters will come looking. It remains to be seen. But we'll have an update, guys, in a couple of months. Obviously, we all know the guy next to us. He's incredible. But is there anyone you want to say thanks to? Obviously, look, if there's any sponsors out there, get on to him. He's got a big brand, guys. He's going to be doing big things. But anyone you want to give credit to before we wrap it up?
As I said, John Morrissey, Irene, Connor, everyone on Golden Gloves, and I have to say a big thanks to my mother, my 2 brothers, Adrian, Martin, and my mother. They look after me they understand how much it means to me, And then anything I ever need or anything, they're always there for me.
That's what family's for,
100%.
Unreal.
Yeah. Thanks very much for having
Top
me.
man, guys. We appreciate it very much, and we'll have more local boxers on with us in due course. SportsMatters TV signing out, guys. Thanks a million.